Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 24 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. We got another two series for you today, starting off with a home series against the Texas Rangers, the Battle of Texas. So if you're hyped for that, make sure you like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more MLB content on the channel, because I will more than happy be bringing that and more of that soon. Now on the mound for us, we have Zack Greinke of the Astros, 8-5 so far with a 3.61 ERA. Not bad. You might expect a little bit better from Greinke, but he's going to start off his day against Elvis Andrus, and first pitch of the ball game is a strike down in the zone. Astros are the fourth team in the AL West. Rangers are the third. So a very important battle as Andrus lines out to right field to start off the day for the Rangers. Take a look at their lineup. We see Andrus, Shin-Soo Choo, Matt Duffy, Joey Gallo, left fielder Willie Calhoun, who gave us problems last time, followed by Danny Santana, Todd Frazier, the ex-Astro Robinson Trinos, and then of course second baseman Rougned Odor rounding out the lineup. Shin-Soo Choo up next. He's going to take a 2-0 pitch and beat the shift, so he's going to be rewarded with a double as that ball gets into left field before Brantley can track it down. So now it's Shin-Soo Choo on second for Matt Duffy, and he pops this one into left field. Brantley will get to this one and record the second out of the inning, which means you're going to go up against a very powerful Joey Gallo up next. 1-2 count to him, and he's chasing a fastball down and away to get out of the inning. On the mound for the Rangers will be the left-handed Mike Minor, the former Brave and Royal and former All-Star. Is out having the best season so far, 4.95 ERA through 83 2/3 inning. He's going to need to clean that up here if he wants to against the Astros, and Brantley's going to take a perfect pitch, but it's lined right to the shortstop as we take a look at the Astros lineup. Going back to their bread and butter, Brantley, Bregman, Altuve, Alvarez, followed by Correa, Springer, Reddick, Gurriel, and Maldonado today. Next up, Alex Bregman, 1-0 count to him. He gets a fastball up and away and drives it pretty deep to right field. But it looks like Joey Gallo is going to have enough time to range back and catch that one. That's going to bring up Jose Altuve up next. 1-2 count to him. He gets a fastball, makes good contact, is deep, but just like Alex Bregman, not deep enough as that one is caught in left field. We're going to go to the top of the second now. Willie Calhoun up, and he's going to take a hanging pitch deep to right center. That ball's back, and that ball is gone into the bullpen. Zack Greinke hung that pitch, and Willie Calhoun made him pay an even 400 feet for his 15th bomb of the season. And the Rangers will strike first in this one as it is now 1-0. So Greinke going to have to bounce back really quick as he has Danny Santana up next, 0-1 to him. And he's going to beat the shift as well, and he will be rewarded with a double. Well, actually, he's only going to get a single out of that. So runner on first here with still no outs for Todd Frazier, and he's going to keep the hit streak going. Pop this one to left field pretty deep, but it's going to clank off the scoreboard. Santana is going to go all the way to third base, and it will be a double for Frazier. So now runners on second and third, no outs for Robinson Chirinos. He takes a pitch deep to center, deep enough to score Santana, and as well as Frazier will tag to third. So now runner on third with one out as the Rangers are now up 2-0 for Rougned Odor. He's going to pop this one deep to left center. I don't know if the outfielders can get to that one in time, and they're actually not going to be able to. That ball's in the gap. So Odor now with the double, and the Rangers now have a 3-0 lead. Andrus up next, still one out. He's going to line this one into left field. Brantley go with the dive, and he's unable to get that one. Been flashing the leather, but unable to get it this time. So now runners on first and second, still only one out for Choo. He's going to thankfully strike out on the changeup. So now we have 2 outs for Matt Duffy, 2-0 count to him. And he's going to line this one into center field. Springer's going to play it on the hop, but Odor is fast enough to get around as it's now a 4-0 Rangers lead. Greinke really struggling here in this outing. Thankfully, Joey Gallo is going to swing and miss on a high fastball that could have gone a long way to get out of the inning. Now we're going to go top 4. Rougned Odor leading off for the Rangers. He just had the double a moment ago. 1-0 to him, and he gets plunked on the inner leg, it looks like. And Odor, he's not going to be happy about that. We're just going to bring up Andrus, and he's going to single it up the gap between short and third. So now no out still. Greinke in another jam. Choo up next. He's going to line this one to center field. Springer's unable to get to that one. Runners did hold up, but it looks like Odor is going to have to hold up at third. So now bases loaded, no outs. Greinke's still in the game. Here's Matt Duffy. He grounds it to first. Good knockdown by Gurriel. A run does score, but he might have just saved another run, as it's only 5-0. Gallo up next. He's going to walk on a changeup close. So now bases loaded once more, 1 out for Willie Calhoun, and he's going to dribble this one right to Altuve. 4-6-3 double play. So Rangers only get 1 in that ordeal. So now we're going to check in with our Astros. Alex Bregman lead it off in the bottom of the 4th. He's going to take a changeup that could have gone a long way, but it's going to go a long way up in the air and straight back down to Rougned Odor for the first out. Next up, Altuve, full count to him. He's going to walk on the fastball low. So that's going to put a runner on for the very powerful Alvarez, but he's going to strike out on the slider. So that's 2 outs now for Carlos Correa up next. He's first pitch swinging, and he's going to put this one in the gap. Gallo unable to make the diving catch, and that's going to cost the Rangers a run in their lead, as it's now 5-1 Astros thanks to that double from Correa. Springer up next. He's way high on a fastball that's way up out of the zone for that out. So now top 5 going back with the Rangers again, and good line out by the Astros to get 1. Frazier up next, full count to him. He's going to dribble this one and beat the shift, this time on the right side, as Altuve's not able to get to that one. So Greinke with a runner on, he's going to see his day end, as Johnny Cook has finally seen enough, and he's going to call to the pen for Brad Peacock. You know, he's already made 30 games this year. We're very familiar with Peacock this year. He's been up and down, 4.04 ERA. See if he can hold the Rangers here. Full count to Chirinos, and Chirinos is going to take this one deep to left center, over the wall. Peacock giving up the home run on the very first batter he faces, and Chirinos with a little bit of revenge, a 2-run shot, his 12th of the season, and the Rangers extend their lead 7-1 now, 422 feet. Rangers are rocking and rolling. Odor up next. He's going to strike out though on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball for 2 away. Andrews up next, 1-1 to Andrews, and he's going to dribble this one up the middle, but Correa, good range to be able to get that one and record the final out of the inning. So now we're going to go bottom 5, see if the Astros can answer, starting off with Josh Reddick. He's 0 for 1 today. See what he can do against Mike Minor, who's still on the mound. Full count to Reddick, and he's going to look at a fastball that's called a strike. Borderline call, but nonetheless, that's Mike Minor's 6th strikeout of the day. Gurriel up next. He's going to line a fastball right up the middle for a base hit. So the Astros able to get a runner on here in the 5th. It's going to bring up Maldonado, who's been slumping recently, but he's going to take a fastball down the line that rattles up against the wall for a base hit. So now runners on first and second for the top of the lineup. This means Mike Brantley's up next. He's going to pooch a fastball, but good range at third base by Frazier to track that one down. So Bregman up next. He gets a fastball, though. That is a complete meatball. That ball is smoked over onto the train tracks. 430 feet for Alex Bregman. No solo shot here today. That is a 3-run jack, his 17th home run of the season. And that cuts into this Rangers lead. It's a 7-4 ball game now. So Astros trying to make a comeback here, wearing the nice solid blue jerseys. Altuve up next. He gets a fastball, trying to go back to back, but unfortunately doesn't have the power to get over the wall. So that's going to end the 5th inning. We're going to jump to the top of the 8th now. Robinson Chirinos leading it off. Just saw him hit a 2-run homer earlier in this ball game. Peacock still on the mound. 1-2 pitch to him. He's going to fan on the slider, running away for the first out. And that's going to be it for Peacock. We're actually going to bring in Chris Devinsky up next. He's had a pretty poor season so far. 6.15 ERA, but he's been working on it. So he's working to get better. He'll be looking to get better against Rougned Odor. Full count to Odor. He's going to chop this one into the shift, but Altuve, don't think he has enough time to reach over and get that one. No. So Odor on first with 1 out for Alvis Andrews. And they put a hit and run beautifully that Altuve is pulled out of position. So now runners on first and second, 1 out for Chu. And Chu drills this one to left center. Not deep enough for a homer, but deep enough to drive in a run. Odor will score once more, and that'll be an 8-4 Rangers lead here, 1 away in the 8th. Matt Duffy up next, trying to preserve the amount of runs given up. That ball's lined to Springer, who plays this one beautifully on a line and guns down the runner at home plate. So an 8-4 ball game will be your final score. However, the Astros unable to get a run in the 8th or 9th. and they drop game 1 here to the Rangers, give up 15 hits. Minor is your winning pitcher, while Greinke is recorded with the L. Player of the game does go to Robinson Chirinos. What a revenge game for him. 1 for 3 with the 2-run blast we saw earlier in the game. So Astros drop game 1 here at home. In game 2, they do pick up the win though, 7-3, thanks to a 30-run 8th inning. Rangers had a couple homers, Brantley leading the charge as well as Gurriel. Gurriel did go yard along with Stubbs, and Verlander picks up the W. Third game, we do win the series 7-2 despite our 3 errors. Duffy goes yard again for the Rangers, while we had a solid day out of Tucker and a bunch of other players. And McCullers will get the win in this one, and another pitcher gets the save. So we're going to jump straight into the second series of the episode. Now we're traveling to Cleveland against another team that's probably been disappointing in the AL, probably the 2 most disappointing teams so far in the American League, the Astros and the Indians, as we have now officially crossed the halfway point of the season. We are in Cleveland. Adam Plutko on the mound, the former UCLA Bruin, will get the nod for the Indians. 4.07 ERA, only made 1 start despite pitching 59 2/3 innings, and he'll be going against the young stud emerging star Jose Urquidy. 2.35 ERA through 13 starts. He has been sensational for the Astros. Take a look at the lineups. Astros rolling with the same lineups, minus Maldonado and plus Stubbs, while the Indians have Greg Allen, Cesar Hernandez, Francisco Lindor, Framil Reyes, Jose Ramirez, Nate Quinn, Domingo Santana, followed by Carlos Santana, and Logan Ice making his MLB debut behind the plate. So first batter, Brantley, he's going to check his swing on a breaking ball that's going to not get the call for the Indians, get the call for him, I guess, and Brantley's on first with a walk. But Bregman up next, he's going to dribble this one to the shortstop, but it's not enough to make the double play, so Bregman is thrown out for the first out. Altuve up next, 1-1 count to him. He gets a fastball, puts this into right field, but Reyes able to make the catch, and there's no way we're testing that arm in right field. So that means Yordan Alvarez is up next, and he gets called looking on a fastball down and in for the strikeout. So now Urquidy's turn to take them out. He's going to start off his day against Greg Allen, who pounds this one into center field, well over Springer's head, and that ball is going to get up against the wall. Greg Allen has a double to start off the game. So Jose Urquidy already in some trouble, but Cesar Hernandez is going to go down on the fastball away. Lindor, he gets the exact same treatment, except this time a slider running away. So that's 2 strikeouts for Urquidy. Framil Reyes up next, slider away for him as well. So Urquidy settles in and strikes out the next 3 batters. So now top of the 7th here comes George Springer. He's been struggling recently, only 5 for 30 in his last 9 games. His average has dropped tremendously. First pitch from Plutko. He gets a fastball in, and that ball is absolutely drilled to left center. That ball is gone about 4 or 5 rows up. That's a 412-foot blast for George Springer, his 19th home run of the season. And this time it's the Astros striking first in this one. It is now a 1-0 game here in Cleveland, as Springer trying to break out of that 5-game slump we just saw him in. Carlos Correa up next, 2-2 count to him. He's going to look at a fastball high and outside. That's called a strikeout. So that's Plutko's second of the day. Reddick up next. He takes a fastball and lines this one to center field, but just got underneath it, and Allen's able to record the second out. Gurriel up next. He gets a breaking ball and puts this one into left center for a base hit. That ball's going to get actually all the way up against the wall. So Gurriel is going to have a 2-bagger here with 2 outs, trying to get a little bit of a 2-out rally. But Garrett Stubbs, he's going to look at a fastball he 100% should have swung at to end the inning. So now top 3, we're going to start off with Michael Brantley, the top of the order. First pitch to Brantley is a curveball. He dribbles this one to the first baseman, who's able to record the out. So that's going to bring up Bregman up next. Full count to Bregman. He's going to walk. So Bregman is on first base for Jose Altuve in the meat of the lineup. 2-0 count to Altuve. He's going to bloop this one into right center. That ball actually gets down, and he's going to have a base hit. So now runners on the corner for Yordan Alvarez. 2-2 count. He whiffs on another fastball. That's a strikeout. So that's going to bring up George Springer once again. 1-0 count, and a slider is absolutely annihilated to right center. And that ball's over the wall. Absolute jack. 466 feet. That's right, 466 feet. Springer, second dinger of the day. 3-run blast this time, his 20th of the season. And Springer just absolutely destroyed that baseball. Our longest home run of the season. And it puts us up now 4-0. Correa up next. He's going to take a changeup and drill this one to right field. And that ball just misses the home run distance. So Correa not done yet. That's another 2-out rally. Runner on second for Reddick. And he gets a 2-0 count. And he pops it up once again to about the same spot he did last time. And Allen makes a beautiful catch in order to save another run here for the Indians. So now bottom 4 here, Cesar Hernandez leading the way for the Indians, trying to make a comeback into this game. And this is going to help as that ball's put into right center field for a leadoff base hit. That means Lindor up next, and he's going to dribble this one to the shortstop, though 6-4-3. Nice bare hand by Altuve, and Jose Urquidy is rolling. Franmil Reyes up next, 2-2 count, and right as I say that, that ball is jacked to left center. That ball is gone over the wall. And Reyes has a solo shot. His 25th home run of the season. Travels 392 feet. That puts the Indians on the board. Still a long ways to go if they want to get back into this one, but a good start. And Jose gives up his first real mistake of the ball game. So now the Indians still 2 outs. However, next up, Jose Ramirez. 2-1 count to him. He's going to push this one right into the meat of the shift. Altuve records the 3rd out of the 4th. So now we're going to go bottom 5. Tyler Naquin's up next for the Indians. He's going to dribble this one to Gurriel. Nice play. Is able to record the 1st out of the inning. Domingo Santana up next, and he's going to walk on a 4-pitch count. Jose actually getting pretty tired at this point. And next batter is Carlos Santana. He's going to take a fastball that could have gone either way. For his 5th strikeout of the day. Logan Ice up next, 2 outs, and he's going to bloop this one into center field for his first ever major league hit. So now runners on first and second, 2 outs. Jose still in the game, but Greg Allen's going to draw a walk. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and Johnny Cook's just going to play it safe and yank his starting pitcher for Chris Davinsky, who we saw last episode. So last game, Jose not going to get the decision, but Cook just wanted to play it safe, and it looks like his call pays off. He dribbles this one in front of the catcher for the 3rd out of the inning. So now still 4-1 here. Top 6, Yuli Gurriel is going to line a cutter into left field for a base hit to lead off the inning. So that means Garrett Stubbs, the catcher, is going to come up next. 2-1 count to him, and he's going to dribble this one straight to the pitcher, but Gurriel was stealing, so unable to double up the runners. That means Michael Brantley's up next, only 1 away, and he puts this one into left field for a base hit. Gurriel is able to get to 3rd base. He's actually going to go home, and I think they caught the Indians off guard. They weren't really expecting that, and he's going to score. So 5-1 here for the Astros. Alex Bregman up next, and he takes a questionable strikeout looking from Hunter Wood, who's now on the mound for 2 outs, and then Altuve is going to pop this one behind first base for the 3rd out of the inning. Go top 7 now. Yordan Alvarez leading up. He gets a 2-2 fastball and puts this one to right center. It's actually got some carry forward. That ball just keeps on going and going, and the Reyes unable to bring it back. That's actually a solo blast for Alvarez. His 389 feet off Hunter Wood. His 20th of the season. He says, Springer, I'm not letting you take that team home run lead this early, as he sends one to right center. Alvarez breaking a little bit of a slump there. As that extends this Astros lead, it's now 6-1. George Springer up next. He's going to pound a fastball straight to the shortstop for the 1st out of the inning. So now Carlos Correa up next. First pitch to him. He's going to be first pitch swinging as well. He's actually sawed off. That bat completely shatters. So that's a quick 2 outs. Next up, Josh Reddick, full count to him. And he lines a fastball, but beautiful jumping play by the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez, to keep that one alive. But it's a 6-1 game. 7-1. That ball is smashed to right field. Michael Brantley with a beautiful swing. His 5th home run of the season. That extends the Astros lead to 7-1. This one off Leon. And the Astros pulling away in this one, just a commanding win here against the Indians. That's actually going to do it for this game. The Astros, they win this one 7-1 behind a dominant performance. This is what you like to see if you're an Astros fan trying to bring this season back together. You need games like this in order to turn it around. Davinsky gets the win, Plutko gets the loss. I think it's pretty obvious who's going to be the player of the game. Yep, George Springer, 3 for 5, 2 blasts, 4 RBIs, as the Astros do their job here in Cleveland in the first of a 4-game set, and they win game 2 11-3 thanks to 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Cleveland only able to muster up 5 hits as the Astros destroyed Clevenger, giving up 7 earned runs in an inning and a third. Game 3 is a very interesting one. The Astros win 7-1, but all 8 runs were scored in the 15th inning. This game was 0-0 all the way to the 15th. And then 7-1 is your final in that one. And then the last game of this 4-game set, before we get to that, there's actually a trade. The Red Sox acquired Jonathan VR from the Marlins, 2 for 2 prospects. The Red Sox trying to make a move in order to stay on top of the AL East, which has been ever changing. They pick up Jonathan VR, a very good bat. He's hitting 260 so far for the Marlins this season. He will be a welcome addition in center field for the Red Sox. They give up Daniel McGrath, a 68 overall B potential starting pitcher who will immediately be in the Marlins major league lineup, as well as Tristan Cassis, a 69 B potential third baseman who is going to start off in Jacksonville but could be at the majors very, very soon. So now we get into game 4. You see we win and sweep, but we get an interesting trade offer from the Cubs. They want Zach Greinke, and they want to give us Kyle Schwarber and Jason Kipnis. 2 pretty serviceable and recognizable names. In the end, we're actually going to decline this deal. We're not really interested in trading Greinke at the moment, but that was very interesting. And what's actually very interesting is the Astros sweep the 4-game set. They win this one 7-5 over the Cleveland Indians. Verlander with a solid outing in this one. And with that series, the Astros move above 500 for the first time since April. They sit at 44-42, and the next series is a good one. It's a World Series rematch in Washington against the Nationals. We're going to see Lance McCullers do battle against Austin Voth. But that's going to be in the next gameplay episode. Next episode will be the June recap before diving into that series. So thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, earlier or later tonight, Pelicans offseason live stream, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our first offseason on the channel. It's going to be hype. It's on Twitch, as you see at the top of the screen. Go ahead and follow there. Don't miss out. And I will see you guys there. But hope you all have a great 4th of July and y'all have a great weekend. This is Mr. Rob saying, class dismissed.